first day I was here, everybody was digging his own hole. The second day we started with a concept, like today too, and we were digging together. So every day different. It's the good thing about shoveling is that you don't have to think while you do it. It's just a good occupation.
And do you find the act of digging redemptive in any sense? Do you find
What's redemptive?
A kind of
redemption is
redemption, I guess, yeah. Within that space of that action of repetitive digging, do you find that mentally it clears the space for you to consider a reflection, perhaps, allows you to reflect on the action you practice?
I think it's like the longer you do something obviously unuseful, the more it makes sense. I mean, all these useful things that you're told that you should do because, like, I don't know, but in the end they're so boring. But the obviously unuseful has a big power to me.
Do you feel that in some ways the structural process that you've set up, 7 days and specific hours within those days, is there a...
There's no mythic in this.
There's no...
Not to me. It's just 7 days. We could also do it 10 days. Or it's just the question is, if you do it too short, if you just do it for 2 days, then there's no repetitiveness in it, which I think it should have. But we could also do it 30 days, then it would more be an endurance project than a. But after 7 days, I think you get the picture.
To what extent do you feel the project is shaped by the built environment, or specifically New York City? Is it a reaction to the idea of the city?
No, we usually react to a site, and New York City, what a lot of people who live in the city are not much aware of is that it has a fantastic beach very close to it. But they rather do useful things in the city than come out here and spend a day on the beach. So I mean, sure, we know New York City since a long time, and we've been here very often, so we know the structure of the city. We react to that. We think that we do something that maybe people can use.
You mentioned, I remember that the first day when I met you at the hotel, you said that something to the effect, isn't it great being able to create your own job?
Yeah.
And in that sense, do you feel that's what you're doing? It's
yeah.
Within the art sphere that you can create.
You can do it anywhere. You don't really have to be in the art sphere, I think. But in the art sphere, it's even easier because anything you do, since you call yourself an artist, anything you do is art. Anything. So that's the good thing about the art field. You can just do something that you like, and then you just call it art, and then that's what it is.
Do you feel in a lot of your projects that you set up situations of potential freedom or liberation for the individual or for yourselves? Is that what your project's about? Is it kind of...
I think people are, in my eyes, it's very much about career planning, and you have to reach a certain level or you have to be somewhere, and our approach is very different, or a little bit different to that. We just think about what we would like to do, and that's our approach, and then we just do it, and the art field, if there would be a different, I don't care if it's art or not what I'm doing, it's just what we are doing. It's just that the art field is so fantastic because it's so open. You can really do whatever you want to. And you get paid for useless things, and that's also, to me, art is the more useless, the better it is. Because art doesn't have to do anything. That's the good thing about it. If you like if you call this, you dig for a better word. I mean, it's getting so ridiculous, everything, after a while. Or if you, I don't know, like if all this politics, all this art that's dealing with politics issues, then once the politics issue is done, then your art is also done.
Do you feel, okay, so in terms of the political, do you feel your project reminds me of that idea of a kind of Marxist take upon capital as surplus value, which equals profit. So out of product comes profit, and that's how capital marches on. And that's
But art is basically art is basically the counter concept of capitalism, because art is the only thing that doesn't need to do anything. You if you're producing spoons, you have to produce them as effective as possible, and they have a use. So if you produce a spoon that doesn't, where you cannot, with which you cannot eat a soup, then everybody would tell you, but this is useless. I mean, throw it away. But art doesn't have to do anything. So it's basically doesn't even have to be effective. Doesn't even have to be efficient. Nothing. So it's basic to me. It's open for anarchy, which is a counter concept to capitalism. And I think capitalism needs this counter concept, because otherwise it goes crazy. If everything is efficient, I mean, you go banana.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Do you feel that this kind of, I mean, the thing about capitalism is that it can quite easily consume its counter argument and produce product out of that in terms of many.
Sure, that's what they do all the time.
In terms of this and the suggestion,
especially believability. I don't know if that's a word in English, but
yeah, believability. In terms of the response, the invited relationship with the audience, do you feel it's about Gelitin's one-to-one relationship with individuals, or this is a project is suggestive of a larger community relationship, or a kind of larger experiential relationship with an audience? I mean, over the 3 days you've been here,
I don't think this is very experimentalist. I mean, people come and then they see, they enjoy, and they ask, "Can I help?" That's not very experimental. This is a very direct communication. This is not a webcast communication over millions of miles, which is cool. It's just direct.
From all of those encounters you've had with people, are there any that specifically stick in the mind? Anything that you're surprised by people's reactions to it? I mean, I guess with each of your projects.
The girl that just came, this was very nice, because usually people ask, "What are you doing this for?" They always want a reason, but the reason, like, if you have not the reason for doing anything, it's confusing to them. But this girl who came today, her first question was not why are you doing this? Her first question was, "Can I help?" Which was very surprising to me, because this is like the natural. I think this should be the natural reaction to something like this. Can I help?
Yeah.
Because everything needs to have a reason today. Even if you go to the toilet, you need a reason. You need to shit. For everything, you need a reason.
Yeah, usually it's profit-orientated reason.
Any reason.
Okay. One last question. For anyone who hasn't joined you on the beach in the last 3 days, or perhaps won't over the next 3, is there one thing about the project that you'd want to share with an audience that haven't been at the beach?
I mean, you don't have to come out here, but if you think about it, that there's a couple of people going to the beach every day just digging for nothing, I think that can be quite liberating, because it takes you the weight of having to do something for a reason again. So you don't really have to come out here, but just, I don't know, just think about it.